Welcome to DWI, episode 41, 4141. Fellas, let's get right into it.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dude, that's Wax, I'm Illy, and we are DWI. Fellas, let me ask y'all this. The hip-hop world is turning upside down. What the fuck is going on for real?
Right.
You got everybody on here from fucking Dame Dash with his teeth popping out to fucking Rich Homie Quan. You know, Rich Homie Quan passed away, last week. So, like, what's really good?
It's ugly right now, man. The hip-hop game is ugly, man.
Right. You got Dame Dash, beefing with Jay-Z and 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Right. To the point where his teeth just slid out online. Like, what the fuck, yo?
And beefing with 50 and having that happen is the wrong thing to do.
Hell yeah. I mean,
50 has no chill. That nigga is running with that shit.
Shit, niggas fucking teachers popped out online, niggas. Crazy fucking Dave up here spitting his teeth out. Like, come on, man.
And then he tried to, clean it up, but made it worse by taking his whole mouth out.
Dude, I mean, this dude's motherfucking teeth is just popping out of his mouth like that's the thing to do.
Yeah.
There's only two rappers I know right now with their furniture all rearranged, and that's Jules Santana and Dame Dash. Mm-hmm. And Dame Dash is supposed to be one of those multi-million-dollar men.
Right.
Yeah, he had enough money to get his teeth fixed.
Hell yeah. If you got enough money to buy a grill to put on some fake teeth, you got enough money to buy some screwing teeth at least.
Yeah, some shit that you ain't gotta worry about slipping out of your mouth
that you gotta soak every night.
Right. I mean, this motherfucker reiterated, went back online, was like, let me clear this up, and then took his teeth out. Like, what's really good?
Look, here we go. Here, hold on. We got this, man.
Come on, man. What? Rewind it just a tiny bit, man, so you can see that one fang.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you what.
Come on, man. I mean, the motherfucker looks like Fang Face, man. Pull Fang Face up real quick so we can compare notes, man. Fang Face was one of them cartoons back in the day where the motherfucker had one chopper and that shit looked like he can either bite open a can of beer, slide that bitch under there, or open up bottles of beer with that motherfucking chopper hanging out.
Yeah, he looked like Blackula when he took his goddamn fronts out. Man, what is really good?
Come on, man. You got Dame Dash really looking like Fang Face, man. Like, seriously, man. Dame, you was one of those pioneers, man, that was on the rock tour, man, doing that fucking shuffle, man, that rock shuffle, man.
Something about Rockefeller knocks your teeth out. I don't know. Ain't nobody on there shit got teeth.
Like, is he suing them for their teeth? Like, is the teeth in part of the fucking settlement?
Right.
Like, I want all the rights to reasonable doubt, and I need 6 of those teeth.
Right.
Like, let's be honest, man. Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
I can't call it, man. I'm like, shout out to Dame, you know what I mean? Hopefully him and 50, his battle goes, positive, and they both show what they got, you know what I mean, as far as 50's little network. He got a little podcast network. Shout out 50, sign us up, nigga. We'll ride.
Definitely ride,
you know
what
I'm saying? But hopefully that shit works out for both of them. You know what I mean? They make good content if they do.
I mean,
win-win.
Going online and having your your teeth out, man, that's a bad look, man.
It is.
How my boy from New York say, that's dirty work, man. That's dirty work, man.
Nasty work.
You can't even fucking, eat no tchotchke with that motherfucker, man, because you gonna get your fucking tooth caught on a motherfucking joint.
Why is he able to take those bad boys out?
I don't know.
I don't understand the thought process behind that.
The only thing I can think, Wax, is if he wants to open up fucking oysters with that motherfucker, man. You put that oyster in that tooth and pry that some bitch open.
He was like, it wasn't my teeth that fell out, it was my grill. That's your teeth, nigga.
Yeah.
Inside of the grill.
Yeah, nah, bro. Your teeth fell out. It's all good, but you made it worse by pulling them out in public and showing us all how bad it looked.
So he got fake teeth and a grill to put over the fake teeth?
Right.
Because I've seen him with grills in before.
Right. That's nasty work.
That is disgusting work, man. If you're gonna spend money on a gold grill, just get some permanent dentures.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't pop them bad boys out or have them fall out whenever you're like arguing with somebody. Right. That's disgusting work, man. Like, and I'm disappointed in him. Right. Shit, like it's like it gave me the same feeling as watching Joel Santana's shit, just like whenever he took his out. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, that shit is horrible. Not only that, it's just like it makes your stock go down.
Oh my
if
God.
You're trying to sell some of your fucking your damn, what is those NITs or you
NFTs.
know NFTs or the catalog that you're trying to get rid of. Right. Like, who wants to buy some shit off a toothless man?
Right. You can't even take care of your.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know. That's just wild work.
It's bad news, man.
That
but like I said, hey, the nigga got more money than he got some money.
If he got money, let's get them motherfucking joints fixed, man. Get your furniture rearranged, man.
Nigga, go to Venezuela or wherever the fuck niggas be going and go do that shit.
If Drake can get a BBL, he can get his teeth fixed. Let's be honest, man. Right. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Drake at?
Somewhere pissed off because Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just seen Kendrick got announced that he's headlining the Super Bowl this year in New Orleans.
Oh my Lord!
Why do y'all think it's Kendrick now? Like, what do you think got him to get that job?
Dissing Drake, it gotta be.
They not like us.
It gotta be.
Yeah.
Just imagine that scene of him playing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl.
And
calling Drake a pedophile at the goddamn Super Bowl is nasty work.
It's nuts, man. Yeah. Because at that point, that's the most televised show in the world.
Mm-hmm. In the world.
Everybody that's sitting down watching TV is watching that show right now. Like, you don't watch Married with Children reruns while the Super Bowl is going on. It just don't happen.
Listen, not only are you going to tune in to watch the game, you're going to tune in to watch all the commercials that surround the game,
right? And
you're going to tune in to watch the halftime show. So you're getting like 3 for 1. You know what I mean? And for him to perform, he's going to do his hits, you know what I mean? And then probably finish off with that bomb, that is insane to me.
Now let me ask you this, Wax. Has Drake dropped any new material lately?
Yeah, he has. It's been hit or miss, and 9 times out of 10 it was missing.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like that Jamaican song that he dropped was going to be a hit?
I'm sure he thought it was going to be a hit, but it kind of played into what Kendrick was saying about him being a culture vulture.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
And
right.
It looks bad. It looks really bad, and it's not hitting. You got fucking DJ Academics going in on him, and he's his number 1 cheerleader.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it looks really bad for Drake right now.
Kendrick did permanent damages.
I think so,
because when in Drake's entire career has he dropped like 5 or 6 tracks and none of them charted, none of them hit, like none of them.
He dropped the Island mix like a year and a half, 2 years ago, like where he did like all like more or less vibe songs, how the young folks say today, like something to vibe to.
Right.
And that motherfucker went platinum.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but it did go platinum.
It did what it was supposed to do as far as matriculating money in that aspect. Mm-hmm. But now that motherfucker can't drop a lollipop commercial without it looking like shit.
And he thought he was slick. I get why the way he dropped him, he acted like it was a leak or whether he leaked his own shit, but it was really just putting feelers like, I'm gonna put this out there. If it hits, I can just be like, hey, you know what I mean? And we'll let it ride. But if it don't hit him, I can just be like, it was just a leak. I just leaked it out because it was some throwaway shit. But he wanted them shits to go.
Or he could have blamed it on AI because AI was out back then. So he could have said that was an AI leak. Something to that effect that would have not attached him to that genre of music if it didn't do so well.
Right. And we're not talking Allen Iverson either. We're talking about AI. But I'm just saying, like, I think he did permanent damage to his whole career, and Drake had the nerve to say like something in the lines of like, "You got round 1, I'm coming back for round 2." You know what I'm saying?
Where's round 2?
I just leave it alone, man. Stop fucking with that Compton nigga, man. Let it go. Just let it go and fade into the background and just chill, because you don't want him started again.
Just take a year off.
Yeah.
Just take a year off. Go raise your son. Don't you know what I mean? Don't make no more new secret children. And then sprinkle some new shit out later on. But like, let this shit after the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is gonna be a whole nother A minor fest.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
To have the whole Super Bowl.
I was just about to say.
Like, that shit's horrible.
No, not the whole Super Bowl. The whole world.
The call.
The whole world's gonna be tuned in like A minor, like that. That's a bad look.
Even his young buck like he said it, like, hey, Mike, get your ass, go sit down. Like, that's a bad look. And not only that, it's like you can't come back from that. So I personally think he should get back into acting.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, or just make. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, dude.
No, I was agreeing, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, or just make music for women, because the men turned on you, bro. Like, we no longer rock with you anymore.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're gonna have to go through hell and high water.
I knew you was doing it.
You're gonna have to go through hell and high water.
Come on, man. You got fucking baby Drake on this bitch again, man.
I can't help it. That shit is too fucking disgusting.
It's bad work, man. Just let it go, bro. Just let it go. Do some more collabs or something.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. It seems like everybody that he had on his side is no longer working with him.
No.
You know, you see no more collaborations with Drake and somebody else that's hot from another scene.
Right.
Collaborating on any type of music.
And if they do, it's like Sexy Red and all. And even that shit didn't even hit. I think he had a song with Lotto, and she's hot, and I think he fucked up her shit, because that shit didn't even pop like it was supposed to. Like 2 years ago, him and Lotto come out with a song that I don't care what they're talking about, that's just going to #1.
Yeah.
Just because of who both of them are. But like, yeah, he dropped a song with her fine ass, and that shit didn't go nowhere.
Right. That shit is crazy, man. So he basically took Drake's career and kicked it out to oblivion.
I think the reason why people aren't jumping on the track with him is because, like Kendrick pointed out, the fact that you ran to Atlanta and you put all these people on and you were trying to use their wave to stay relevant and shit. And he pointed that out, and everybody started to think like, damn, he used me for my wave. So now everybody is like keeping their distance. Like, I don't want him stealing my wave so he could just discard me later down the line and stay relevant. Like, you know, because 21 Savage and all of them cats, like, it don't seem like they're rocking with him anymore.
Oh, that whole 21, can you do something for me? Like, he's like, hell nah, nigga. I'm going back to the UK before I do that. And for the fact that he hasn't been, you know what I mean, pretty much publicizing the UK all like that, that motherfucker is going, man, I got a red eye back home, man. I can't even get with you, man.
I mean, you got Lil Wayne, you got Nicki. Where are they at? Where have they been? Like,
Nicki's doing fucking concerts. She just had one. Shit, shout out to Nicki Minaj. She had a concert in Pittsburgh on Friday. What was it? Friday.
I think so.
I'm just saying, like, they're not making music with him anymore. They don't got his back, it seems like. Shit's bad for old boy.
You're on your own.
Yeah, it's bad for Drake. And I feel bad for him, but at the same time, make room for, you know, some new artists or something.
Right.
Because something... like, it's bad all the way around. Like, your career, that's like a worse fall off than Ja Rule almost.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was thinking about, man. That's exactly what I was thinking about, because anytime you do music and somebody wants to take your spot, they're gonna say something to make you look peculiar with the music you're making, just so you can stop making it, so they can start making it, if you will.
Because think about it, man. Like, okay, and why I say that is because it took years for 50 to kill Ja Rule's career.
Right.
It took Kendrick Lamar not even a whole summer. It was like
a month.
Yeah. It took him a month to kill his whole career of being #1.
It really wasn't even a month. Really, it was a week.
Bro.
Because he didn't drop nothing for a while. Then he just came out with them bangers in like maybe a 2-week span, a week span. It was crazy.
That is insane, man. That I never would have guessed that this would be his fate after a couple songs.
Yeah, I had no clue that Kendrick was going to take it to the levels, the depth that he took it to. I said, I thought Pusha T's was bad. I said, oh, Pusha T just said you was a bad dad. Like that's a breeze compared to what the jacket that Kendrick put on him. Kendrick flapped that jacket, but like go ahead and wrap it around your shoulder.
And that nigga was like, this shit feels deceitful. This shit feels like something going to happen.
I can't get it off now.
He put it on like Bobby Bird and James Brown. Like he draped that shit over him, and now that shit's glued on.
He can't get it off. I'm like,
bro, this is the worst fall off I've ever seen in my life, and I don't see any coming back from this.
I don't either, Wax, and that's the terrible part about it, man.
He's gonna have to make love songs for the rest of his career now, because that rapping tough shit is out the window, man.
And just the simple fact that his like he don't have the young crowd anymore. You know what I'm saying? He damn sure lost him with this shit. So. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part that's like, because now everybody's mom. I remember we saying it before, like, people's moms like Drake. So it's like, you know, if you got kids, you know your kids don't like nothing you like.
Right.
So if you're listening to Drake, they're probably like, man, I ain't listening to this freaky ass nigga. 69
God. Like,
we ain't listening to that no more. We on something else. So.
Bruh, I'm gonna put it in the words of my boy Tiny from Hollywood Shuffle.
Hey man, I saw the film you did on TV the other night. It sucked, Bobby.
It sucked, Bobby.
You'll never be stepping flat.
Like, that's it right there. Give it up, Bobby, you suck. So he's gonna start. Listen. If Degrassi comes out with a reunion, he's gonna be a shoo-in. Hey fellas, we get ready to bring Degrassi back. Like, so stick in that lane. But before we stick in any lane that they're talking about,
right,
we're not gonna do too much of anything until they do 3 things.
And what's that?
That's like, share, and subscribe. Push this message along, because we're bringing hot content to you every single week.
And comment.
Oh, definitely comment.
Like, I like
hear
that.
you down there.
I like to go back and forth, man. Right. We haven't had too many comments lately, but like we need to get that shit going again.
We need to get it popping, is what my man Wax is trying to say.
It really helps. It really helps the algorithm. So like, even if you don't watch the whole video, just throw a like out there, man. It helps the algorithm, helps other people see what we got going on. Like I said, so we can keep this thing going and keep going and going.
No doubt.
Hitting ceilings that people didn't think we could get.
No doubt. So moving forward, man, shout out to my man Rich Homie Quan, and rest in peace, man. I mean, that brother came out hot and on fire, man. I mean, he had songs with Young Thug. He had songs by himself. I mean, that Lifestyle song, when it first came out, I didn't like it.
Right.
I'm be totally honest, man. I wasn't digging it, man, because I didn't understand the concept of the new wave of hip hop.
Right.
But the song grew on me, man.
Right.
Then he came out with that ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. Like, he passed away. That was a shocker. And I knew it wasn't something, it wasn't like murder or anything.
He had that song with Trinidad James, man, Type of Way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he was, you know, he was solidified in the hip hop game as being a pioneer for the new genre of hip hop, the way that it looks today.
For Atlanta rap, trap rap.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. He made a staple in there. He put his flag down, you know, in that trap, you know, the trap movement, if you will.
Yeah, and he was doing like more interviews now because he wasn't so busy making music, which was interesting. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know too much about him. I kind of missed that time frame of music. You know what I mean? I was still stuck in 90s rap, truthfully.
Now, I'm hearing that, you know, his death may not have been an accident.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or just like a common cause. I'm hearing that, you know, it could have been some foul play. Because you guys do know that he was supposed to speak in Young Thug's trial coming up here, you know, next year, I'm guessing, or within the next 2 months. But all of a sudden, he pops up dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about any of that.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of independent research. I had my people, you know, the people that we hired. I had them look up some shit.
We got them locked in the back. We just
Yeah, we can't let them
We
see
rattle
the
the cage
daylight.
to make sure that we rattle their cages to make sure they're awake.
And feed them carrots. That way they're not getting, you know what I mean, any type. Well, I'm sick off this meat. I'm a vegetarian. Blah blah blah. Well, eat these carrots. So we had them look up a lot of the current events, and what I'm hearing is that it may not have been an accident. It may have been some foul play involved. So I don't know how closely it is connected to the Young Thug trial, allegedly.
Yeah.
The Young Thug trial is coming up, or that there might have been somebody that might have wanted to see him unalived. Yeah. I don't know.
But then he had addiction problems too. So
oh yeah, he was public about it.
Right.
He had a issue, I guess, with that designer drug Molly.
Right. I guess so.
And a couple other things. No, he went on tape. He went on Adam 22. And he basically said that he was addicted to Molly and.
Right.
Those are young drugs that, young people, I'm guessing, because I don't see no 45-year-old motherfucker doing Molly unless they wanted to live their second childhood. That's just something that older folks ain't privy to, I guess.
Right.
At least around where we live. Now, who knows? You might go to the nightclubs in Atlanta and everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I don't even think it's around now, but I know whenever he was talking about that was in the past.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's probably more or less perks and bikes, or perks nowadays than anything, and they're cutting that shit with fentanyl.
Because they're pressing them themselves.
That's insane, but
You had Kodak Black saying, I knew the perk was fake, and I still ate it. Which made him a gremlin.
Yeah, I mean, he was also talking about doing crystal meth and shit, which is insane too. But,
right.
That, I don't know.
That's young people's shit, though, at that time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say crystal meth is a young person's drug, because I know some 50-year-old women that was doing crystal meth. Like, man, I tell you, that crystal meth. I'm like, God damn, crystal methane was in your house? Mm-hmm. So who knows, man?
Right.
But definitely shout out to my man, Rich Homie Quan, man. May you rest in paradise, my brother. He was a young guy. He was 34, 36 years old.
A goddamn shame, man.
Right.
That's a goddamn shame. Because he didn't even get to live the rest of his life, or even, half of his life.
Right.
Because that's just sad, man.
To reach the age of 40 is a blessing, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. Man. Because we get to see everything that's happened within the last 20 years and double down on it at being the age we are now. Right. So I've seen that before. I've heard of that before. But some of this new shit, I've never even heard of it, man. I've never even seen it happen, because they say life has its way of pretty much going around, in a recycle type of deal, or repeating itself, if you will.
Yeah.
But there's so many new things out now that I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
That's taking these young brothers out of here. That's like the 5th or 6th overdose I've heard of.
Yeah, man. Being a rapper is a dangerous job.
It is. I wanted to be a rapper so bad when I was growing up, Wax.
I did too. I think everybody here did, pretty much. You know? Or, a lot of us did.
Right.
But when I learned what it entailed, like the resume you gotta get shot 9 times. You gotta have had killed, or at least attempted homicide. You had to at least, have so many different stipulations that put you in that parameter of being a person who's believed in that aspect. And quite frankly, I like freedom too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like a dose of some sweet tchotchke from time to time. You dig what I'm saying? Not from time to time, every time. Mm-hmm. And tchotchke is that sweet thing that you girls possess. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, but there was that era when we was coming up where you had to be a gangster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You had
until probably Kanye kind of flipped it a little bit and was not talking about killing. He was the first one that really wasn't talking about that shit. So.
Well, he had that backpack, and he started the backpack rap.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you what was in that backpack,
and then all of that shit.
Correct. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Kanye had a gun in that book bag. I think it was like a couple of those fucking notepads, some fruit snacks, a frosty Gatorade, and some barbecue chips made by Snyder's.
Right.
Snyder's, we need our check. We mentioned you. And this probably ain't gonna be the last time. But that was what it entailed being a backpack rapper. And then spawns our Logics, like you said, our Lupe Fiascos, even down to Drake.
Right.
Drake.
But then Drake decided to be a gangster.
How do you do that, dude? How does that happen? How do you wake up one morning and say, I want to kill everybody that I know and love just to prove my point that I don't fuck around?
Because it sells. That's
Bruh,
why.
come on, man.
Don't look at me. I'm just telling you why they do it. Because
I'm not trying to shoot the messenger, but I'm just saying,
That's why.
And I guess we're looking at it out of an older guy's point of view, but like, let's be honest, man. The whole objective to life is to get to be an older person.
Right.
To die with your grandkids and your great-grandkids around your bed, seeing your legacy that you're leaving behind, knowing that you made a point in this life.
But it was wild because, like I said, back in the day, like a lot of them rappers, they talk that shit, but a lot of them really wasn't doing that shit. But then it turned into these little young cats are doing the shit that they're talking about, which is batshit insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Like, cause like when we were like 20 in our 20s, you know what I'm saying? We had the locks and all of that hardcore hip hop, but them niggas wasn't killing nobody.
He wasn't selling drugs.
Yeah, they was done with all that. They was just talking about it. It was glorifying it.
Now, Master P and them niggas was.
I don't even know if they was killing.
I ain't gonna say they was killing, but they was definitely slanging that slang. You feel me?
A couple of them probably was.
I know Master P was, and that motherfucker had 2 CDs and a dub for your ass.
Yeah, he probably did at the beginning.
So,
He probably did at the beginning, but after he started making money, he ain't stupid.
That shit
No.
He's the last nigga that's dumb.
But
Right.
like, so who do you blame? Do you blame the music companies for putting the people on?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
But they're the ones that's paying the check. So, are you gonna starve and not get that check, or are you gonna put out what those fucking labels are asking you to put out?
I mean, it takes a little bit of accountability. You gotta take some of those people gotta take some self accountability. If you wasn't out there killing and you're talking about killing, then you're a phony. You gotta live with it. You gotta eat that when you get older. You're gonna have to get judged for that. You know what I mean?
Bruh. And that goes back to one of my mentors, man. Shout out to Pat Hunt, man. Shout out to my boy Valentine, man, because he put us on the game real early, man. He had this concept about art imitating life. So what you see out on these albums and on these movies and different things, that is art being imitated by the life events that happen. Boys in the Hood, the movie with Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr., that was what happens in South Central. Then you have a bunch of guys not from that area, not that was born in that game, not that was attached to those streets and the gang life that they had in the culture, imitating that. So how Pat laid it down, he said, Phil, it's art imitating life, imitating art. So for those of y'all that are at home that may be a little bit slow on the draw, that's what you see. You're imitating that. So that goes out to be something that you interpret as your own, but it's an imitation of something that you've already seen or something that already has taken place.
Right.
So when he told me that, it blew my mind, man. So like I wanted to, send a shout out to my man Valentine for putting me on the game so early as far as that concept, because I already knew what it was. I didn't fall for the okie doke. Like, oh shit, man, that shit looks hard, man. I want to be that. Right. I had my moments where I was imitating some of the things that I seen, but at the same time, it wasn't to the point where I wanted to go to jail behind it.
Right.
Spend some time away.
Yeah, it was easy to emulate what we saw because that's what we thought was cool at the time. But like, there's a line that you don't cross because I'm not trying to do life in prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Jay-Z, when he was battling DMX, he said the perfect line. He said, "I can do the time. Ain't no hoes in the pen." Motherfuckers can do the time, but like, why? Why? Seriously, there's nothing in there that we have use for, with the exception of hard time, motherfuckers trying to fuck that you ain't trying to fuck. Because at the same time, these niggas is doing life in jail. So, the motherfuckers want some pussy, but they'll settle for some butt. So I'm cool. Anytime you got circumstances like that, like to where you're saying, yeah, I want some pussy, but I'll settle for some butt, I don't need to be there. You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to be around that whole movement because that's not for me. I like my children. I like my freedom. I like being able to go to Jay's News and get a coffee. I like to be able to go to A Plus and do my thing. You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to be stuck in a society to where I only get to roam the yards for an hour a day.
And you have another grown man telling you what you can do when you can do it.
Right.
That's insane.
So, that shit in itself is just a crazy, element of hip hop that's unnecessary.
Right.
I don't want to have to go through that just to be a rapper.
I don't either. Yeah, and I don't think any rapper should have to go through that.
Country people don't have to do it.
No.
Metal and hard rock don't have to do it. We're the only genre that has to pretty much prove who we are in that aspect.
Right. We're the only genre dying at 25 and 30.
Right.
Like on a constant basis. We're
Right.
the only genre that there's 1,000 murders a year and nobody even bats an eye at that shit.
And the only thing that happens is your sales go up after you die. Like, give me my flowers now.
That is crazy to me.
I don't want to have to die in order to go multi-platinum.
Right.
I want to be able to see my numbers right now. So, it's just a crazy situation to be in. Right. But moving forward, Wax, you had something to say as far as the Wayans?
Oh, yeah, no. Speaking of Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show, I was going to say there was a clip from Marlon Wayans talking about the reason that they have all these huge halftime shows is because one year when In Living Color decided to run a special, like a half hour while the Super Bowl was going on, like the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
I remember that.
Yeah, like they aired an episode and it stole like 21 million views at the time.
Right.
Now that's numbers.
That's smart as hell.
So would you say that In Living Colors is the pioneer of the halftime audience we see today?
That's why.
They're the catalyst.
Yeah.
Good call, dude.
Yep. Because very next year for the halftime show, the NFL hired Michael Jackson to perform and brought back all those views. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we have to thank the Wayans for making the halftime show what it is today.
Right.
Which is crazy.
They revolutionized the whole game, y'all.
They really did. They don't get, like you were saying before, like we was talking earlier, like they don't get enough credit they're pioneers in so many different ways, man.
Yeah.
Black cinema, like they had their hand in, like, especially Keenan. Keenan had his hand in so many fucking legendary fucking things that happened in the 80s and 90s. It's ridiculous.
And you know what was so dope about it? He got his family involved.
That's what I'm saying. That's just the dopest shit ever.
Right. And then when it was time to go, like, everybody has an expiration date. You have your time that you're born, you have your time to live, and you have your time to more or less disassociate yourself or disenfranchise yourself with anything that you're not feeling that fits your narrative in life.
And shout out to them, because like the whole family was like, you know what, fuck y'all.
Hell yeah.
We'll get out of here and do our own shit. Like Marlon and them was like, we'll do our own shit, and that shit's commendable, man. Like you ain't gonna treat me like shit and then think you're gonna make more money off me.
Hell
like I'll leave this shit. And it's just like Marlon was saying, it's like you ain't got that. You can try to recreate it, but you ain't got that juice.
You don't have that fucking little sprinkle of excellence, if you will.
You don't have that Wayans
moxie.
Yeah, like it might look like it, but it ain't the Wayans.
It ain't it, and everybody's gonna know.
And shit, Jay-Z called it and I hate to keep using Jay-Z references, but the motherfucker knows how to coin a phrase. He said, if you made Hove, make another one. And they couldn't.
And they have yet to do it.
I remember one of the last episodes, it was a Christmas special, and all the Wayans brothers and sisters wore dark sunglasses to commemorate the stance on, you're not just gonna treat me like shit.
Right.
Them motherfuckers was singing, Jamie Foxx was playing the piano, and them niggas had on sunglasses and more or less put up the solidarity black fist of unity.
And you can really, I remember that last season of Living Color was trash, man.
Yeah.
It was same with every other scary movie other than 1 and 2 was completely terrible. Right. You can just tell. Like, you can just be like, if the Wayans ain't in it, it ain't gonna pop like it's supposed to be, because they ain't afraid to talk some shit. Right. You know what I mean? And they know how to do it in a classy,
clean way.
Not even necessarily a clean way, but just a way that everybody gets that can laugh.
Shit, they made fun of Oprah. There was no...
they gave it to everybody.
Right, there was no rock that was unturned.
Right.
Shit, they gave it to Tyson. They gave it to Sugar Ray Leonard, like everybody. They was on everybody's helmet, and they did it in a way that was funny as hell.
Right.
And we were like performing their bits the very next day at school.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we would talk about everything they did prior to that day of school.
Speaking of which, let me ask y'all this, and if y'all don't mind, I'd like to start it off. What was your favorite fucking, like, I'm not gonna say episode, but what was something that you know that Keenan Ivory Wayans and the 11 Keller cast coined? I'm gonna go first. I like the Funky Finger production episode.
That was classic.
Yeah.
I'm Clavel, and this is Howard Tibbs III, and we are Funky Finger Productions. You dig what I'm saying?
You know what? I look my card.
Yeah.
Bam! And that motherfucker pulled that card out.
Right.
He said, don't pay no attention to the shit on the front, but in the back, this is Boo Boo's beeper. If Boudreaux answers, you better hang up. Like, that shit was classic, bruh.
My favorite skit on there was probably Homie the Clown.
Oh, man, with that sock.
Was a beast, man.
Bruh, we had a homie sock at the crib, bruh.
Right.
We had 16 dress socks stuffed inside of a black dress sock and would bop your ass over the head, but you had to put the powder in it too, because that gave it the full effect, man.
Right.
How about you, Wax?
There was a couple, but I used to cry on Anton Jackson,
Oh,
the
my
bum in the
God.
box. Like, he used to have me crying, man. Like, I mean, but, you know, like I said, there was, like, you couldn't really imitate him, but, you know,
Right.
he was one of my favorites.
Right.
Oh,
And then-
shit. I used to do a mean Anton.
Yeah.
That's my bathroom right there. Like, before my voice got deep, I was able to nail that shit. That motherfucker had a pickle jar with a pickle in it that looked like shit. You dig what I'm saying?
It's funny, man. And
Right.
shout out Jim Carrey. Everybody in that cast was so put together. It was so dope, man. Because everybody on that cast could have been a superstar or was a superstar.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if we called it a guild?
Yeah.
Like how Adam Sandler has his guild with Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, fucking the dude that played on Kings of Queen. What's his name?
Kevin James.
Kevin James. So you got Kevin James, you got Chris Rock, you got
Truthfully, you could put Chris Rock with the Wayans.
you could, but that was the
I mean?
last season after the fact.
I'm just saying they pretty much put him on in his early
But
career.
Sandler squad couldn't sniff in Living Color.
Tommy
Bro.
Davidson and Wanda with Jamie Foxx.
That Sandler squad couldn't fuck with none of them.
None of them.
Not one of them could fuck with not one of them. Even Sandler himself can't fuck with Tommy Davidson. Can't fuck with David Allen Greer. To me,
He can't fuck with Jim Carrey.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
I wasn't even going to the top. I'm going to the niggas that's kind of like, they was dope, but like they was like the obscure ones.
David Allen Greer.
Funny as hell, man.
That motherfucker, he said, I wrote a song about it.
like
like the Here It Go.
Right.
You know what I mean? When he was playing the blues. Like, come on, man.
They got a cast for that ass, man.
Right.
And I see them wiping out a bunch of different
Right.
guilds. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to they can't hold a candle to the Wayans family. You know what I'm saying?
I wish they would get back together and try to link back up and do something new.
Right.
You know what I mean? Together, that would be dope. And maybe not even necessarily an In Living Color show, but let's just
I was going to
something.
ask you that.
Just something.
Do you feel like In Living Colors would be reciprocal for today's time?
I don't. Not the way that it was. They'd be canceled. Niggas would be crying.
Yeah,
right.
Motherfuckers would be whining and bitching and complaining.
Jim Carrey with Vera DeMilo.
Right.
When that motherfucker put that damn curling iron in his lips, and that motherfucker said, "Watch out, Michelle Pfeiffer. Are you serious right now?"
Look, you couldn't do Handyman either.
No.
You know, that was funny as hell.
Or them two preachers that Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans did.
Right.
When that motherfucking Jim Carrey said, "I saw him walking on the hill the other day."
Hey, Max, you remember me and you did that
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
in speech class?
We did. Like, we was ripping everything they did off.
We definitely
He
did.
knew how to bring that shit and make you cry tears, man. He ran away. He ran away. Like, come on, bruh.
They definitely don't get the credit that they deserve, man. Like, I'd say Hollywood has been eating off the Wayans for years.
For years, just the material they created, which enabled them to piggyback off of that shit.
And then they just take it from them. Like, that's fucked up.
That's what happens when you get with a big conglomerate, man.
Right.
They like your style so much, they want to get you in, draw you in, pay you a shit ton of money just to change it.
But they don't even want to pay you a shit ton of money. That's the sad part. They want to give you the same. You make them a shit ton of money. They want to give you a couple extra crumbs.
Right.
And then get mad when you're like, oh, I want more than a crumb. I want a fucking slice. I don't want no more crumbs.
Right.
I gave you crumbs on the first one. Now I want a slice of that shit. They're like, fuck out of here.
We'll just get somebody to replace you.
Right.
Yep, and then
don't
it
work.
falls flat. Like, especially because they're creating something from nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the big ass companies are just trying to get rich off of their work and not pay them, and that's
It's been
terrible.
happening since the beginning of time, gentlemen.
Facts, and that's fucked up.
You know, the unnecessariness on how even black folks get treated. You know, there was this saying back in the day when they said, go the fuck back to Africa. Could you imagine if we took them motherfuckers up on that shit and went back to Africa?
It'd be a wasteland over here. They wouldn't have nothing creative.
No sports. We're taking all of that. No entertainment. We're taking that too. Not to say that Caucasians don't do their thing, because they definitely do what they got to do. But at the same time, if we took them up on their offer and went back to Africa, not walking around with your shoes off Africa in them huts.
Right.
I'm talking about the pretty part of Africa with all those glass buildings.
Wakanda.
Yes.
Shit, like
We're taking seasoning with us.
Yeah. Oh shit. We're definitely taking seasoning with us.
taking shea butter.
Y'all ain't getting no seasoning, no fried chicken no more.
Porn goes back to missionary style. Like, y'all motherfuckers is done. Seriously. Like, I don't know what would happen if we took them motherfuckers. Like, the last time they said go the fuck back to Africa. Like, you serious? All right.
What happened is they try to come over there and capitalize.
Right, and it wouldn't happen because you told us to go. So, I mean, not saying I'd like to see that happen, because everybody wants to depict Africa as kids running around with these big-ass stomachs and flies flying around them. That was the Africa back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. This new Africa? Are you kidding me? Them motherfuckers is over there getting it in. So, like, come on now. Pick and choose your battles, America.
We get over there like, black people, we need you back. Fucking NFL sucks.
And the NBA.
Right, all of this shit.
They would have golf and hockey.
And curling.
Yeah. And curling ain't too dope as far as I'm concerned.
Curling would be the hottest shit on TV. And nobody
That'd
would
be their money maker.
But just imagine if we went back and took the shit that we invented and created and took that back too. Like, oh, we're taking that shit back. You wouldn't have no heart transplants. You wouldn't have no stoplights. You wouldn't have no motherfucking light bulbs.
When that peanut butter.
Oh my God! And peanut butter's the staple of America. Right. That Reese's Puff, peanut butter chocolate flavor.
No more.
Oh, that's
Jack
gone.
Daniels. No more Jack Daniels.
No way.
We're taking Jack back with us.
So just imagine if we took motherfuckers up on their offer to go back to Africa and then took everything back with us.
And we're taking some white bitches there with us.
You better know it. The big booty ones, don't get mad.
Nah, anyway.
But nah, man, seriously, like if we took them motherfuckers back up on their offer and actually went back to Africa, Africa would be one of the most happening spots. Not to mention the shit that's about to go down. Fuck.
They know it, but you know.
But listen. We love the attention that y'all's giving us, but we need a little bit more. So listen, if it's not too much, hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. We're not begging for it. We ain't running around here like Hurricane Chris, bitter and pissed off that you had a show in our town and didn't involve us. We just want to hear what you think about what we're doing here. So, we came, we saw, we delivered. Now next week, we're coming straight back at you. Same time, same location, different material. Peace. Here you go, man.
I was trying to be serious as hell.
Why?
I don't know.
That was unnecessary. We only got fucking 15 minutes to go. And you fucking